President William Ruto receives bad news while in Italy. Welcome to Kenya Lens Media, where we bring you news updates as they break. And kindly, if you are new here, consider subscribing. Now, the Tanzanian government has formally rejected remarks by the Kenyan President William Ruto, calling his claims about regional and road infrastructure inaccurate and misleading, and setting off a broader debate about economic standing and fuel cost in East Africa. The exchange began during a church service on April 19th, where President William Ruto addressed growing public concern over high fuel prices in Kenya. And in his remarks, the president defended the cost of fuel by pointing to what he described as the country's extensive infrastructure responsibilities, and he stated that Kenya, as a middle-income economy, carries a heavier burden in maintaining its road network compared to its neighbors. According to the president, Kenya has approximately 20,000 kilometers of tarmac roads, and he further claimed that this figure exceeds the combined total of paved roads in several neighboring countries, including Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, South Sudan, and Democratic Republic of Congo. The statement was presented as a justification for the higher cost of fuel in Kenya, suggesting that maintaining such a large road network requires significant financial resources. And the president also emphasized Kenya's economic classification, describing it as a middle-income country in contrast to what he referred to as the least developed neighboring nations. The message was clear that Kenya's economic position and infrastructure scale place it in different category, one that comes with higher costs. But within 24 hours, that narrative was challenged, and on April 21st, the Tanzanian government issued a direct response, rejecting the claims and disputing the figures presented. A Tanzanian minister stated that the data cited by President Ruto was incorrect and did not reflect actual situation on the ground. And according to the minister, Tanzania alone has approximately 16,000 kilometers of tarmac roads, just 4,000 kilometers short of Kenya's reported total. And this single figure immediately contradicts the assertion that Kenya's road network surpasses the combined total of several neighboring countries. The minister went further, stating that when Tanzania's road network is combined with those of the other East African nations, the total exceeds 22,000 kilometers, and that figure stands in contrast to the 20,000 kilometers cited by President Ruto as the combined regional total. The Tanzanian government also addressed the broader implication of the remarks, and officials described the statements as belittling to neighboring countries, emphasizing that the portrayal of other nations as significantly behind Kenya was not accurate. They clarified that Tanzania itself is classified as a low-income country, and pointed out that within East Africa, both Kenya and Tanzania are recognized as key economies. This response shifted the discussion from infrastructure alone to a wider question of regional balance and also perception. At the heart of the issue is not just the number of kilometers of road, but what the numbers represent. Infrastructure is often seen as the measure of development, economic strength, and also national progress. And in the contest, the debate takes on added weight. And for Kenya, the argument links infrastructure investment to economic realities, particularly the cost of maintaining roads and also the impact on fuel pricing. And for Tanzania, the response underscores the importance of accurate representation and equal recognition within the region, and the timing of the exchange is also significant. East Africa, like much of the world, is grappling with the effect of global fuel crisis, and rising fuel prices have placed the pressure on households, businesses, and also governments. In Kenya, the issue has been specifically and especially sensitive, with the citizens questioning the reasons behind the higher costs compared to neighboring countries. The president's remarks appear to have been aimed at addressing those concerns. However, the response from Tanzania has added a new dimension to the conversation. It has turned what was initially a domestic explanation into a regional debate, and experts say such exchanges can influence public perception not only within individual countries but across the region. They also highlight the importance of data accuracy in public communication, especially when it involves comparisons between nations, and infrastructure statistics in particular are closely scrutinized because they inform policy decisions, investment strategies, and also public expectations. For citizens, the impact of this debate is both immediate and also indirect, and the fuel prices affect the cost of transport, food, and also basic goods. They influence daily life in ways that are often felt more strongly than broader economic indicators. At the same time, discussions about infrastructure and economic status shape national identity and also regional relationships. In East Africa, where countries are connected through trade, transport, and shared institutions, these dynamics are also especially important. The exchange between Kenya and Tanzania reflects a delicate balance, and on one hand there is competition, each country seeking to demonstrate progress and also strength, and on the other there is cooperation through regional bodies and also shared economic goals. Moments like this test that balance. They also reveal how quickly domestic issues can take on regional significance, and so far there has been no indication of further escalation. Both sides have presented their positions, and the focus now shifts to how the conversation evolves. Will it remain a matter of data or clarification, or will it deepen into broader discussion about economic leadership in the region? For now, the facts remain at the center of the debate, and Kenya maintains that its infrastructure demands contribute to higher fuel costs. Tanzania insists that the figures used to support that argument are not accurate, and between those positions lies a complex reality, one shaped by data, policy, and also perception. As East Africa continues to navigate economic challenges, including rising fuel prices, such discussions are also likely to continue. They serve as a reminder that in any interconnected region, national statements can resonate far beyond borders, and that in matters of economics and also development, numbers are not just statistics, they are statements of position, identity, and ambition. And in a region bound by shared roads and shared challenges, the truth behind the numbers may matter just as much as the journey itself. That is all for today from Kenya Lens Media. Kindly, if you are new here, consider subscribing, liking, and sharing our content.